Good morning and welcome to another Gribbly's Folly Sunday Antisocial Hour. That time each week where everyone takes me really seriously as I smoke my pipe and complain about humanity while answering its questions. And if you are a piece of humanity with a question for me, I will answer any question that you leave in the comments down below with the hashtag AskGribbs. Any question, big questions, little questions, obscure questions, leave it down below. Let's get started. Today, I regret to report that I'm ending my experiment with my Missouri Meerschaum kernel. I never bonded with it. I'm not gonna throw it away or anything, but I think I will keep it in a backup roll, maybe in my adventure bag or something like that, so I know I've always got a pipe on me. It's a great pipe. It just doesn't feel like my pipe. It's just a generic corncob pipe, whereas my General, I've done some customization here. That makes me feel like this one is mine. And in the General, I am smoking some Northwoods, of course. And welcome. It is Sunday morning. It's actually Sunday morning. I'm not pre-recording this. This is 100% real and honest. It has been one hell of a week here. I had my best fishing day ever. I caught 20 plus fish. I lost count. Caught 20 plus fish. And I've had days where I've caught more than that, but these were all trout. And so I was pretty happy about that. Didn't record a minute of it. I was just there to have a good time and fish and relax. Boy, am I relaxed now. After that, I let some friends drag me to a to a concert. And the concert was by this band. Some of these friends might watch this video, and I don't want to be too complainy because they actually paid for my ticket. But, like I said, 100% real and honest here on the Gribbly's Folly Sunday Antisocial Hour. The concert was Tame Impala, and they sucked. So if you, like me, were unaware of who Tame Impala was before this video, I had no idea. My friend, she said, "You want to go to Tame Impala in May?" And I'm like, "Sure, why the hell not? I mean, it's a show." She said, "I'll buy you a ticket." I was like, "Okay, great. Let's go." She didn't say that this is a psychedelic rock band. And I mean, I thought it was just some hipster band that was going to be playing at like a little dive bar or something somewhere. It was playing in the Civic Center, and it was sold out crowd at the Civic Center. And I'm pretty sure I was the only sober person in that entire sold out crowd. And there was at no point during the show. Now, I've been to a lot of shows. That's the backstory here. The backstory here is I've been to more than my fair share. Now, I know there's people out there that are more dedicated fans. Excuse me, I have to drink my coffee. Because obviously I'm having enough trouble finishing a thought. I definitely need to drink more coffee. Derek Tant asked a coffee question this week. Man, we're totally off the rails already. All right, I've been to a lot of shows, and they were crazy, crazy shows. I've been to Ozfest. I've seen Marilyn Manson, as I mentioned last time. I followed the Smashing Pumpkins around the Carolinas for a while. I've seen Bruce Springsteen, I think, 12 times now. Big shows, little shows, repeat offender shows where I show up night after night at the same show. All that stuff. When the Pumpkins played in Asheville, I got 3 tickets to their residency. Some of you out there might know what a badass that makes me in terms of my devotion to the Smashing Pumpkins, which, by the way, was kind of misplaced. Because I feel like the Smashing Pumpkins really should have ended it after Melancholy. But that's another video. If anybody wants to discuss that, leave a comment down below and we'll talk. Anyway, so the point is, I have a lot of experience going to shows of all types. A couple of Monday nights ago, I went to a jazz night. So it's not the genre, really, that turns me off, although it does. But the fact that, I mean, the Civic Center here in our town is really bad. The sound is really bad. But also, basically this concert was someone turning on a synth and like leaning on a square wave at like 35 hertz for 2 hours. It was nothing but hipsters and dude bros, the entire crowd, nothing but, anyway, but I say all that to say this. In this crowd, I saw someone that I never expected to lay my own eyes on again. And I wish he had told me that he was coming to North Carolina. Last time he did, he sent me a message and said, "Hey, I'm coming to a concert in North Carolina. Want to come meet?" Yeah, Yeah, I want to meet, of course. Why wouldn't I want to come meet the mayor of the YTPC? But he didn't even tell me that he was going to be dropping acid at the Tame Impala concert. So you can imagine how my feelings were hurt when I looked out into the sea of humanity and saw the one and only Derek Tant. We'll see how you feel, Derek. Next time I come to a concert in your town, in Texas. You guys even have concerts? Is dancing legal in Texas? All right, enough of that crap. Let's get on with the show here. I made a video about my frustration with mass shootings in response to, and part of the video was a response to a comment from Sam, and Sam responded, "Tisk tisk, same tired crap, Gribbs. God may be the author of fear and evil, but ignorance definitely is. God may not be the author of fear and evil, but ignorance definitely is. Acting as if you truly don't understand the problem, what the problem is, and accept the solution is the height of ignorance. Sorry, dude, misrepresenting the level of income inequality is kind of shitty as well. I used to think you were pretty funny and kind of likable. You're trending downward." Sam, number one, you don't make any cogent points. Number two, I think that's the only cogent point, is that you don't make any. I mean, I'm sorry that you don't like the content. Everybody else says the content's just getting better. Oh, I spilled coffee all over my computer. Son of a bitch. Only professional content here on the Gribbly's Folly Sunday Antisocial Hour. Sam, I'm sorry you think I'm trending downward. I don't care. This is a hobby. I'm not trending it. Well, come on. It's for fun, dude. It's for fun. Tell me what you think about the problem, and then we can talk about that. You don't have to get all snippy. You're tisking? Come on. Also, try building a time machine, going back 75 years into the American South and telling a black family that income inequality is worse where you come from. Hey, 30-06 asked Gribbs, can you sing the praises of Jolt Cola? Absolutely. I was just talking with a friend about Jolt Cola. Jolt Cola has probably saved more lives on the road than seatbelts. Bo Huntin' Hoosier asked Gribbs, are you a Marvel fan or DC? I can't do it. I'm sorry. I know that you guys can't take me seriously, but it's got a cable on it. The cable hangs in my lap. I forget and I look down and I think it's a snake. I mean, come on. All right. Neither. I am an adult and therefore I don't like comic book movies. Bo Huntin' Hoosier asked Gribbs, would you consider for running for mayor of the YTPC against Mayor Tant? Hell no. Hell no. I want a slick political appointment in City Hall. Where is City Hall? Nashville? I don't know. I want an appointment, lifetime, no oversight, just like the mayor's. Snuez asked Gribbs, sorry to insist on werewolves, but do they smoke pipes while in their wolf shape? If so, what kinds of pipes do they use and what kind of tobacco? Plug, flakes, or ribbon shape? Do they have gurgling problems? Yes, they have to smoke cobs, short ones with straight stems, because they're werewolves. So they're always slobbering. So yeah, they can't really get around the gurgling problems very well. And in my experience as a level 50 shaman, all the werewolves that I have hung out with like to smoke ribbons, because that's how they like to tear everything, into ribbons. They just start with the regular leaf and tear it up with their claws. Just gonna keep doing this because it's really awkward. See how awkward this is? Derek Tant asked Gribbs, what is your coffee situation? Well, I have a fancy hydro flask here given to me by one of the friends that drugged me to that Tame Impala concert. And I actually really like the hydro flask, by the way. Best coffee vessel I have found so far. My coffee situation is as follows. I drink coffee. I guess if you're looking for more specifics, I would tell you that I drink Charleston County Roasters, Charleston County coffee, and the flavor. Charleston County coffee. Charleston. I'm not finding it, Derek. I'm sorry. Maybe it's only available in the Carolinas. Hang on. It's just Charleston Coffee Roasters. There's no county. And it's available here. I guess you can order online. Charleston County Roasters, and the blend that I like is Kiowa Organic. I buy it pre-ground. I make it in a pour-over, and I drink it with a little bit of Splenda. I don't put any milk or any of that crap in there. A little bit of Splenda because I don't like to drink calories, but I still need my coffee to be a bit sweet. I'm kind of backing off that a little bit. But yeah, I like it. And then in the evening, I drink decaf. Sometimes I'll drink the Dunkin' Donuts decaf because I did actually, you guys might remember, I tried several decafs and that was the one that I liked the most. And there was something else. There was some sort of witty thing I was going to say about my coffee situation, but now I forget. Interestingly enough, I will say this, coffee has allowed me to quit sodas pretty much altogether because I enjoy coffee more. I like making it myself rather than going and buying it in a plastic bottle as opposed to soda, or I used to buy Monster Energy drinks in cans because I was that guy. And so, yeah, coffee has been a great thing for me. That is my coffee situation. Thank you, Derek. I would love to hear your critique of my coffee situation. Tell me what more I should do. Grant Reynard says, you should make the corncob pipe that you're not bonding with second prize in a contest. So like rub it in that you've almost won. Like, oh yeah, you didn't make it, but here's a used corncob pipe. Consolation prize. Yeah, I mean, if anybody, what I figure is I just need about 100,000 more followers and then we could sell this on eBay and give the money to charity. Over a pipe, asks Gribbs, is there a market for a Biden nose trap, which would be a mini version of a bear trap embedded in a woman's hair? Yes, there is definitely a market for the people like me who would love to watch that video. But this reminds me of a fun story, actually. And I never thought I would ever get to tell this story. It's a memory that I had buried long ago, but it came up when with this comment. I had a buddy, he may or may not be watching this video. I had a buddy in middle school, and middle school boys, they just beat the shit out of each other all the time. They're just whacking each other. And he did this thing where we would ride to school every day for a while. I can't remember why anyway, he would always whack me in the chest, like back. He would be sitting in the other seat. Anytime he was sitting in another seat beside me, he would whack me in the chest, backhand me right here. It really hurt, just whack. And so one day, I got up early and I took a piece of cardboard and I pushed a bunch of thumbtacks through it and I wore it on a string under my shirt. And he whacked me in the chest and he didn't do that anymore. Okay, we've now reached the part of the show I like to call the Typing Piper Gauntlet. So all these questions are going to be from Typing Piper. Ask Gribbs, were the victims and or shooter followers of yours? No, they weren't. Not that I know of. But that's the thing. My message of, hey, stop shooting each other, that's not getting out to the right people. That's why I need more followers on my channel so that these would-be shooters would be like, hey, Gribbs doesn't want me to shoot anybody, so I'm not gonna. Typing Piper asks Gribbs, in Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace, who was your favorite alcoholic at the Alcoholics Anonymous meetings? I don't know, they were anonymous. Ask Gribbs, who won the debate between Jordan Peterson and Zizek? What? All right, after a quick Google, it appears that this is a story about two old white guys debating the best way to run the world. Man, that got like a tie and a vest and a sweater and what is that, like a corduroy sport coat? What the? Okay, well, anyway, it's not a fashion channel here. We'll leave that aside. Looks like this was a socialism versus capitalism debate. I don't know who won. I didn't watch the debate. I think that the results of this debate, not this particular one, but the debate between socialism and capitalism, are pretty much self-evident. And I'll let you guys decide what you think about that. Ask Gribbs, is there a nip slip with Black Widow in Endgame? If not, is there any reason to go see it? I don't think there's any reason to go see it, even if there is one. I'm not that Scarlett Johansson. I mean, she's pretty, but she's not. I don't understand why she's like this idealized creature that everyone. It looks like she's really dedicated to her role, like that she does a lot of physical training and stuff like that. I mean, she's hot. I'm not saying she's not hot, but that would not motivate me to go pay $12 to see a damn movie, which is going to be out on DVD in 2 weeks now. Plus, if I was going to see that one, I would have to see the last one, and then I would have to see the ones before that and the ones before that, and I haven't seen any of them, so no. Typing Piper asks Gribbs, who will be on the throne in Game of Thrones? I'm beginning to think that Typing Piper just wants to make a spectacle of how little I know about popular culture. I've never seen a single episode of Game of Thrones. I assume it will be the good guy. Ask Gribbs, when will the new Tool album be released? Hopefully never. Ask Gribbs, if you had to eat either a cat or a dog, which furry treat would go on the grill? Definitely a dog. Definitely a dog. All right, and last one from Typing Piper. What is the worst Stephen King movie ever made? And I saved this one for last because I'm really going to have to think about this. Because there are some really, really awful Stephen King. I'm going to have to go with Christine here. The book was terrifying. The movie was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing at this. It was that, I think, if not the worst, that was the one that definitely made the concept the least scary in its execution. Moving on to other subjects of horror. Contemplative Piper, Ask Gribbs, in a zombie apocalypse, would you rather have a hatchet or a machete, and why? And I feel like I get this question a lot. Which edged weapon do you want in a zombie apocalypse? And the answer is none. I do not want an edged weapon. I want a blunt weapon. We talked about this last time, I believe. Edged weapons run the risk of getting lodged in the target, right? And then you got to crank it back out of there. And while you're cranking the axe back out of the zombie's head, the other zombies are eating you. So I think both would be pretty bad. I would go with the machete on this because it's got more reach, and it's less likely to get stuck. I think a machete, I don't know, I've had machetes bind up pretty good. But, a hatchet is, I should get my hatchet and machete and I've been doing some research on basically how bad edged weapons are for any kind of self-defense. And I would rather have a baseball bat than either of those. But I guessed the machete, because at least maybe you could slash at the eyes, like a good slash across the eyes. If you can't take them down, that might disorient them. Who knows? What kind of zombies are these? Are they disease zombies? Are they supernatural zombies? It's going to depend on some parameters there. Contemplative Piper. How does a shaman get the souls in the jar? It's easy. You just boil the jars, right? And then you take them out and you put them in cold water, and the changing temperatures just suck the souls right in. Boom, put the lid on. Do you like how I just pretended to know something about canning? And yeah, all right. John Waxaroni has a really, really interesting question that is worth reading. It's in its entirety. Ask Gribbs. How would you react and/or what would you grab for protection if you were solo camping and kept hearing sticks crackling and bushes swaying and unusual sounds, not loud, yet quiet enough to get your attention, slowly moving around your perimeter? I mean, not even a hello in camp. It does not matter if you're in a tent, sleeping bag under the stars during a new moon, whatever. After watching your videos on fishing, I am very aware of the black bear population in your area, yet those sounds could be a coon, a coyote, or whatever. One never knows if it's even a field mouse. Yet those sounds are there, and they continue to make themselves, you continue to be aware of them in a possible interaction. Imagination goes a long way. What do you do in this situation? John, I've been in this situation many times. And I struggle with this continually over the channel, is that I feel that there are things that I can't share with you guys. There are things that when you're in the moment, they're impossible to video and they're impossible to recollect later. And I know the fear of which you speak. And in the past, I have chosen different implements to protect myself. I remember very specifically a situation in which I had a firearm on my side and elected not to draw it because I couldn't see anything to shoot. But I did grip the firearm, and that made me feel, instead of feeling really, really scared, that made me feel really, really scared with a firearm in my hand, basically. Previous to that, I had many experiences as a youth in which I employed blunt weapons, axe handles specifically. You would just go camping and you would have, I don't know, kids take along, shit to beat shit with, right? So after I got up in the morning and put on my spiked chest plate, I would arm myself with an axe handle or a ball bat or, some yardsticks taped together, I don't know, and go out into the woods, and I would camp with friends. And we experienced so much of what you're talking about that I look back on it now and think that surely we were just a bunch of kids, ginning up our own paranoia. But then I had some experiences as an adult that made me think that that wasn't the case. And then lately, I took kind of a break from the woods in my 30s, and since I've been going back to the woods now, I guess what I think is this: I'm not really afraid of wild animals. The only wild animals I'm afraid of are like deer ticks and a mama bear with her cubs. Or I'm in some situation with a bear, a very rare bear encounter. Bears do attack people, but it's incredibly rare. I'm not afraid of coyotes, not afraid of mountain lions, because if a mountain lion's going to eat you, it's just going to eat you and you're not really going to know about it. I mean, I guess you'll know about it for a few seconds while it's eating you. But why worry, So anyway, what is it that we fear in the woods? What is it? It's this primal thing that humans fear in the woods. And I think that 99.999% of the time it is a chipmunk under the leaves or something like that making the noises that's keeping you up at night. And you would look pretty silly beating the chipmunk to death with an axe handle. But there are some times when I think that it's important when you feel that fear to heed it. I think that kind of I just made a video about not reacting with fear, but I'm not contradicting that. It's important to feel the fear and not act on it. So what I'm trying to say is, in my recent times in the woods, when I have felt that fear, I try to just stand there and feel the fear, engaging my intellectual mind to tell me that it's very unlikely that I'm going to get eaten by anything or murdered by hobos in the woods or whatever. But at the same time, feel the fear, because that's part of being out there. Like, it's an important part of being out there. And what makes us humans, as opposed to animals, is that we can differentiate these things. More on that later after we talk about the Smashing Pumpkins in a future video. Our final question today comes from Cobbett of the Shire. Ask Gribbs, if you had to lose one of your 5 senses, which would you choose? And this is tough. I have a theory here that smell and taste are actually the same sense. I should Google this because I'm sure other people have thought about this. But I mean, I think that we can obviously smell things that we can't taste, but my sense is that they're so related that if you lost one, are smell and taste the same? The senses of smell and taste are directly related because they both use the same types of receptors. If one's sense of smell is not functional, sense of taste will also not function, because so basically I can't give up one of these senses without losing the other. And that is tough because I enjoy strong smells and tastes, right? And I think smell and taste would be what else are you gonna give up? Sight, hearing, touch. So I think I would take the smell and taste combo over any of the other, like each of those other senses is at least twice as valuable as either smell or taste, which would mean I would never enjoy coffee or a pipe again. But it would also mean that I wouldn't really have to clean out my car after I've gone fishing. You know, that like post-fishing smell you get, like especially if you go fishing in the summer and you like leave some wet clothes in your car and then it sits a day or so. I just wouldn't have to worry about that. You could take whatever kind of pill you wanted, just chew it up, swallow it, no big deal. You could clean bathrooms for a living with no problems. Or you could, actually I would probably lose weight if I couldn't taste anything. It might be the best thing that ever happened to me. But for now, I will continue to enjoy my pipe and my coffee and making videos with you guys. The only problem with this pipe is it's too damn tall for the Zippo to work. Let me get a long match to finish this video. Totally nothing but professional content here. Thank you for watching. Keep the ends out for the ties that bind. Is there tobacco in this pipe? There we go. Much better. Is this awkward yet? Feels kind of awkward.